Do you want to feel better? Because I can show you a tool you can use to do it, but you're gonna have to take accountability. It's not gonna be easy, okay? It is Monday, August 24th, and it's about 7:45 a.m. And here's your Schumann update. Go ahead and share this video, drop a comment, let me know how you're feeling. How was your weekend? We had a pretty calm window. Today I'm gonna get into the sun, what's going on with the Schumann, and I'm gonna dive a little deeper into how to use this to heal yourself, okay? Let's get into it. My name's Crystal. I study the hell out of this chart, all the science behind it, and all of the esoteric stuff behind it. I wrote a guide on it. If you're interested in learning more about how to heal yourself, the link for that guide is in my bio. I also partner with the Schumann app. The link for this app is also in my bio. Now, first up, let's talk about this coronal hole that is now Earth-facing and trans-equatorial. This will be producing solar wind coming towards the Earth over the next 48 to 72 hours. So even though the chart is calm right now, you can expect some elevated energy. From what it looks like, it may not be too severe, so I don't think there's anything to really stress about. But you never know. The sun has a mind of its own. We have had some CMEs coming in over the past 24, 48 hours, but they've been relatively small, nothing too serious either, which is why the chart is so calm. As you can see here, on the KP index, pretty chill. Now, in contrast, it is expected to elevate some today and tomorrow. The moon also entered Capricorn and the sun is now in Virgo since the 22nd. So this is a very structured, like wanting to get things done kind of energy. You could find yourself feeling really guilty if you're not being productive. Just watch out for those themes. If that's something you've been working through, try to have a little understanding. The energy is just very much oriented towards that direction right now. We also have a partial lunar eclipse on the 28th. Now, back to this chart. We've been mostly in an integration energy all weekend. Saturday, we did have a little bit of release in the third eye and throat, and a lot of integration down into the solar plexus. For the most part, we've had a little bit of release in like the top three chakras, but nothing too serious. Couple random bursts. It's mostly been calm, okay? If you are not feeling calm during the integration periods, if you're not letting it flow through you, that is probably why you're having negative symptoms come up, okay? 222 when I stop the clock. If you are in resistance to this energy flowing freely through your system, it can show up as physical symptoms, chronic pain, chronic illness, things of that sort. It's not the same for everybody. Everyone is different. Some people feel all of them. Some people feel like two of them, okay? They're telling you where you have work to do, and we'll get more into that at the end of the video. You could have been tossing and turning all night, waking up at odd hours, having really negative, disturbing, vivid dreams. Could be feeling apathetic, disconnected, like emotionally numb as well. You could also be feeling aimless, purposeless, like you don't really have a solid direction. You could be having eye strain, eye burning. This is like you refusing to see things that are right in front of you can result in those kinds of manifestations, okay? You could also be having a lot of overthinking, confusion. You could have trouble trusting your intuition right now, clenching your jaw a lot. That results in like more TMJ pain, neck tension, things like that. Sore throat, fear of speaking up. Now, this is going to be if you've been needing to say something and you've been avoiding saying it, like having a fear of speaking up. You could have trouble receiving, having trouble feeling love towards others, feeling very closed off. You could have a lot of heart palpitations, anxiety, things like that. Down into that solar plexus, if the energy is blocked there, you could be having literal creative blocks. You could have low self-worth, low motivation, low willpower. Getting down into that root, if you have blocks in your root, it could feel like just a general feeling of not being safe, feeling ungrounded, being in scarcity and victimhood mindsets, having fear of the unknown, wanting to control things a lot. That's a solar plexus thing. And overall, right now, you could be feeling the energetic hangover from all of those spikes, which is like a deep exhaustion, like your body really needs rest. Now, if you're in alignment with this energy, you could be having a lot of clear thinking, deep, restful sleep, prophetic dreams, really meaningful dreams, which I'm going to make a post about my dream last night. It was crazy. You could be feeling really calm and trusting. You could be feeling really connected to source, getting a lot of downloads, seeing synchronicities, angel numbers. You could have really sharp intuition during this integration period. It's easy to express yourself, feeling very authentic. You could be feeling really generous, compassionate, really confident, motivated. Your emotions could be flowing through you really freely. Nothing's being stopped. You can literally feel the emotions clearing out. You could be feeling like really trusting in the unknown and feeling really like grounded and stable as well. Now, if you're having a lot of negative symptoms come up, especially during the calm, pay close attention to where the symptoms are and what they are, okay? Become really self-aware. Get really into your body, okay? Because that is your body trying to communicate where there are blocks. Remember that the energy comes in through the crown, down through the spine, into the root, sits there for a few days, and then comes back up and out. This is how you communicate with source. You have an instant communication and also this embodied kind of communication. This is what the whole Kundalini thing is about. This is how you really pinpoint what is going on within you and how to start affecting change. Now, if you are committed to your own healing, it's really important that you start noticing the patterns that are coming up. It may not be easy to tell initially. You may need to actually journal these down. Open your notes app just every day, write the date and like what symptoms you're experiencing, even as a baseline, okay? Check the Schumann, figure out, okay, this is where I'm experiencing the most discomfort. It could be mental, it could be physical, it could be spiritual discomfort. You could be experiencing really overactive negative thoughts, and they may be so normal to you that you kind of like don't even notice them, okay? This is why your self-awareness is so important. You can meditate on these thoughts, let them pass through you, just notice when they come up without attaching to them like you normally do, and then it'll start being more and more noticeable when they're coming into your awareness, okay? My guide actually breaks down how to figure out what chakras are giving you the most trouble and how to start healing them using physical practice and spiritual practice, emotional practice. But as a blanket, there are things you can do just to help ease symptoms in the moment. That's grounding yourself in the earth first and foremost, super important. Sun gazing at sunrise and sunset, one of my favorite things to do. Also, just getting any time in the sun, period, is also super grounding. Hydrating yourself well, taking magnesium. You need magnesium for like 108 processes in your body, and our food, almost all of our food, lacks it because there's no nutrition in the soil anymore. You can walk, move your body, exercise. Getting your body moving is a great way to move out stuck, dense energy. Um, Taking some small actions towards your goals, especially during this Virgo Capricorn duo we have going on. Finding ways to be productive without pressure, that can also help you start grounding and embodying your truest self. I also highly recommend looking into breath work. People really underestimate the power of conscious breathing, and there are so many different things you can do with your breath. You can just YouTube some stuff, start easy. If you're having like heart pain, anxiety, just YouTube. Do anxiety breath work. Do the practice, okay? Take 5 minutes out of your day. Being aware of your breathing was it's one of the greatest things you can do for yourself, I promise you. When I first had my awakening, I really dove into meditation and breath work, and I gotta say, man, it does wonders, especially in the beginning of your healing process. You will get to a point where you can do what I call natural meditation, which is where your waking life becomes a walking meditation, where your awareness becomes so strong that you can almost silence the thoughts in your mind without trying. And your experience just becomes the awareness itself. It's a beautiful place to get to, but you have to start somewhere. And remember to be patient with yourself, give yourself grace, because even as far as I've come in this journey, I still struggle with limiting beliefs, judgment of others, falling back into old negative patterns, feeling scarcity. You have to be patient with yourself. You are your purpose. Okay, if you feel purposeless, just remember that. This is a lifelong job. You are for yourself. Okay, it's the most important thing you can do. I love you. Have a fantastic day.